New videos every day. Life, wisdom, Psychetruth, massage.
This is Athena Jezik, and we're going to be working on Mackenzie's feet for this one. So again, it's different. It's a different foot. It's got some different shape to it. It's still very much a foot, but yet it's got its differences too. Everybody's foot might move a little bit differently. What you want to look for in feet is the mobility. A lot of times, because feet are stuffed into shoes and they don't really get much exercise, there's oftentimes you're going to find people's feet very, very, very stiff. And I don't think that's a good thing, really. So you can test it by just checking the range of motion on the toes, bending backwards and seeing how pliable. Don't bend too far, just take it easy and see where it is. And you can check with circular motions of the toes, check the mobility of that. And then you can check it by bending inward and upward and see how well that is. Do one side and the other. Get a feel for what's happening. Now remember that these bones are going in and relating into the ankle, so remember that you don't want to do this roughly. You can also check the ankle mobility, because oftentimes ankles are very, very stiff as well. And I think that mobility, the joints, the flexibility is all super important for just overall general health. I'll just do the same thing quickly on this foot and we'll check it out. And when you do bend the feet back, though, what you're seeing here is how the toe is bending back. And if I were to look right up over the big toe, I would see the knee. What you don't want is you don't want to sickle the foot, where you're bending it like that, sickling it that way, or overextending it. So make sure that when you are testing the toes that you're taking them straight back without a sickling. It's not good to have a sickled foot. A sickled foot is a weak foot. It's got a lot of pull on this side and it's holding it in this way. This side gets very, very weak because it's extended. So be mindful of the positioning of the foot as well. If we do heel striking and we're coming down on a foot that's out of alignment with that toe over the knee, you are going to experience over time issues in the knee, the hip, and sometimes you can reflect it all the way back up into the jaw, which sounds really bizarre, but the body is totally connected. So now I'm just going to get into the muscles a little bit more, a little bit of oil. It's probably more than I needed for one foot, so let's see how far it goes on 2 feet. And I happen to be on a squeaky chair. Okay, we'll just start by working the little toes coming in and the big toe, and then we go between the toes, just kind of every foot is different, so each foot you can get the work done, but you can change it up and just follow the line of the foot, and whatever you do is going to be perfect. Working along the foot here. Now here I'm pulling the toes down, but they're in a straight line. And then up and around the ankle. And into this sole of the foot. Into the soft part here where the arch is. Here's the arch. And work. Now sometimes the arch is going to be real tender, so be careful about going too deeply into the foot, because you don't want to cause discomfort. You don't want to have them wince and pull up. You want to make sure that they're nice and relaxed. there's oftentimes been questions about ticklish feet, and you can get past that tickliness. It's somewhat of a mechanism, defense mechanism. So you can just work it and get into that arch. You can also feel each of the direction of the toes underneath here from each different toe. Kind of work up the lines of those bones. Gather down in this area here. There was somebody that wrote to me with a fairly bad break that he had. What was the name of that break? But it was a break that happened deep inside of, right near the ankle, if I'm remembering this correctly. And there's probably, to repair it, he probably had to have pins and different things like that, and that's always difficult with the foot. But if you have somebody, if you're out there and listening, you can just get in and very carefully, lightly but directed, work in and make sure that all the muscles that are around that area are smooth. There's going to be some scar tissue in there, and scar tissue, actually, the adhesions are really big problems. That stuff holds in and can really hold something down, and it tends to kind of grow. And however, you can work that scar tissue so that it's blending in the direction of the muscle, and you can break down the scar tissue. Now that takes sometimes that takes really rough work. It hurts like heck to get it done. However, it's in that kind of situation, sometimes it's worth it. You might have to go into some painful work when you're breaking down something like scar tissue. But I am working around the ankle here to make sure that it's all real mobile. Now let's say that the feet are ticklish. Let's go to this foot, and we'll say if the feet are ticklish, what I usually do is I'll just come down the leg a little bit and just hold the foot there, not even getting to the bottom of it, and just let things relax. And then I'll just move my hand a little bit more and just not really touching the bottom. I don't want to intend any kind of tickliness, so I don't want to go in like super light, but I don't want to go in super heavy either. And then what I do is I oftentimes will then just begin to put my hand very slowly on the bottom and just hold it. And let it just kind of rest and relax into there. And then before you know it, the ticklishness is not triggering, and you're able to get into the person's foot. I had one guy, gosh, it must have been, I don't know, maybe 23 years ago or something. One of my more first experiences with highly ticklish feet. This guy had such ticklish feet. I mean, they were like unbelievably ticklish. I have never seen feet like that he put socks on his feet so that it would remind me that he was ticklish. And it was several sessions, and he finally fell asleep. And boy, as soon as he fell asleep, I just honed in on those feet very slowly so he wouldn't wake up, and I got the best footwork done on that man. He had no idea that was happening at the time. But after that had happened, then even if he was awake, I was able to work on his feet. So it's just, again, it's all about respecting the body. It's about respecting what it's doing. It's about not shoving your way in. It's that quality of humanness that we should be practicing in all situations. Just kind of a respect for others and a respect for what is there and an appreciation for it, rather than an abusive or kind of control over the top of it, or whatever kind of more negative thing that gets into our program that allows us to be insensitive. The more sensitive that you become, especially if you are in the field of body working, the more sensitive that you become, the more effective you're going to be with energy work. Energy is there, it's always there. but being able to direct it properly and being able to feel it and being able to understand it, it takes a great deal of work, and it takes a great deal of turning to yourself and working on yourself as the therapist in order to pick up those subtleties. So there's really nothing that's ego producing in anything that anybody does well, because they understand the level of hard work that it is, whether they're a musician or an artist or a body worker or even just good at graphic arts or whatever it is people do. The one that works the hardest at it and has it mastered, they know what the cost is, what the turf is, and it's a very humbling experience to get to the point of competency, because the work is so hard to really master in most anything. Musicians, poets, writers. But when you find your passion, you don't care how much work it takes, because you just love what you do and you love the journey. I would always tell people that when I had my clinic, I would always tell people that I would hire, that was like 10 years, I was 10 years into it, and they'd be starting out and they felt kind of insecure because I was able to do things that they weren't, and it was like, well, you can never catch up to me because I've got 10 years ahead. But it's not about that. It's about getting on board where you are and just practicing at it, and eventually you'll be there. But in 10 years' time, I'll be still 10 years ahead in what I've practiced and learned. So don't ever compare yourself to somebody else. Just find your own space in it. Find what it is that you love. Find where it is you want to work, and go for it. Because that's where you're going to do the best. You just don't even bother to compare yourself. Okay, so this gives some work on the feet. They're very nice and pliable. They're soft. They look good. They're a pretty well balanced foot. Okay, there we have it. Please let us know if you appreciate this. Let us know with your comments and thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching.